How do you shift your identity to gain higher levels of success with more ease and less stress? This is my journey with identity shifting, what worked really well for me and what I think you should avoid at all costs. I used this principle in the last months to, number one, get out of a big sales slump, to attract higher level clients who I really enjoy working with, say no to the wrong clients, and just experience a level of confidence and fulfillment from my business that I've never felt in my life. I'm a bit gassed out. My name is Bogdan and I've helped a lot of entrepreneurs achieve higher levels of success, hire exceptional team members, and have a lot more freedom in their businesses. In other words, shift their identities to becoming powerful, confident, and fulfilled entrepreneurs. And Thor says hi. And you're probably asking yourself, why is this guy hiking on a mountain and talking about business? Why not? Okay, I admit, I struggled a lot with believing in this idea. Manifestation, shift your identity, energy was a lot like climbing this mountain hard. I actually made a video about it too, where I talk about this doubting voice in my head. And funny enough, during that video, I had this life-changing insight. I'll tell you more about it towards the end. But this is really how my business shifted. I first found out about shifting your identity from people like Quasi, Vishen, Bert. Actually, when Bert talked about quantum jumping and connecting with that parallel version of you that already has the goals, that can already sustain and amplify the goals, that's when the seed of shifting your identity was planted inside of me. Why does that sound oddly sexual? Like I said, this year I was in a huge sales slump. But if you, like me, believe that everything happens for a reason, I think that sales slump really was my invitation from the universe to take this shit seriously. And I started to. Woke up every morning, read from the Reality Transurfing books, took notes, did my best to use those insights. Alarm on my clock every hour, reminding me to be future super successful Bogdan. Listening to abundance programming in the night while I sleep. And you know, I had all of these tools at my fingertips before, but I used to think I don't need any help. I can just plow through this and work my way up. And looking back, I think that version of me just wanted to prove that he could be a self-made man. But God, that's a hard life. I realized that there is no such thing as being self-made. There's no such thing as figuring everything out by yourself. And this is a conversation that I had with a client recently, because she said, I need to trust myself. And I asked her, what if you don't need to trust yourself? What do you mean? I said, in my experience, whenever I had to trust myself, it meant that everything was on my shoulders. Everything depended on how hard I worked, on how well I showed up. But when I started to delegate a bit of that responsibility to God, to the universe, trusting more that life loves me and wants me to win, very interesting things happened. Clients showed up. I mean, my most recent clients, they just showed up out of kind of nowhere. I cannot really trace what exactly inspired them to book those free sessions with me and then say, hey, you know, I absolutely love this. They were pulled by something bigger than me. I think that's kind of my biggest mistake. It all depended on me. A lot of this idea of shifting your identity is, are you showing up to do your meditations? Are you showing up to do your visualizations? Are you being that version of you right now? But I think a big component of it is deciding how you want to see yourself in the world. Do you live in a world that loves you and wants you to win? Or do you believe that the world hates you and doesn't care about you? That was really me for the majority of my life. When something didn't happen how I expected it to happen, my default was, of course it didn't happen. I'm just not lucky. These things just don't happen for me. They happen for other people, of course, because other people are just so much better and more gifted than me, but they'll never happen for me. And that was honestly the biggest source of pain and frustration in my life. So here's the thing. Shifting your identity is super important, but I feel like it's just part of it because it needs a holistic approach. The reason why I didn't take this identity shifting stuff seriously was because I had self-doubt. I felt like I didn't deserve, deep down, I just didn't believe that I worked hard enough to get what I said I wanted. I believed that life had to be a struggle, so I didn't use these leverage points to make it easier for me. This is, in my perspective, the shaman mindset. If we don't actively work to purify all of this garbage that we have inside of us, no amount of techniques will ever make a difference. And at least that was my case. I think really the turning point for me to start using all of these aspects, all of these techniques, was after this big sales slump, when I literally told myself that I cannot afford to keep believing the things that I believed in. And also because it wasn't just about me anymore. I got married last year, so I mean, if I failed, I was taking my wife with me, and that was unacceptable. I think many times when we have our backs against the wall, we really start making changes. We really start putting off the inevitable. Just in terms of just deciding that it's gonna be different, deciding that these bullshit beliefs have to go. And that's part of it, you know. My biggest strength was also my biggest weakness. My biggest strength was the warrior mindset. Having taught martial arts for so many years, I was deep in the I have to make room for myself, fight hard, willpower. It's exceptionally powerful in the beginning, but it needs to be balanced with the shaman mindset, with the energetics of life, with the metaphysical. That's why I call my work the warrior shaman mindset. And once you have a good balance between the two, you put the business owner mindset on top, and then you have a very powerful combination led by your big vision, your big why. And you know what? I hope your back is against the wall right now. I hope the universe is giving you all of the signs that enough is enough, that it's time for a big change, because I know how grateful I am that I was in that position and I made a decision. And if you truly feel like enough is enough and you'd like a bit of insight to make things easier for you, if you've let go of the stubbornness of having to do everything yourself and not allowing yourself to be helped, I'd like to invite you to my 14-day Elite Business Mastery experience. It's gonna help massively with boosting profits and getting more time back. And all I ask in return is an honest testimonial like this.
My name is Kate Knoll, and I just went through the 14-day Elite Business Mastery experience with Bogdan, and I brought my lovely extra limb chief of staff, Abby, with me.
I'm pretty sure you're going to have business cards done up, Bogdan, that reveal that you're a Jedi Master.
Thank you for noticing.
I feel like you're really the first person that I've spoken to that is helping me to put this stuff together, you know, because it's been years and I've been through a lot of coaches and stuff, and I feel like I've made more progress in the last 3 sessions with you than I have in other programs that I've done. So
yeah, I get that.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Micah. I'm a copywriter, and I just wanted to leave a quick review of Bogdan Rosu's 14-day free program. I've got to say, I was extremely impressed by this program. The amount of insight and actionable information that Bogdan was willing to go over with me for free trumps just about anything I've learned from any other paid program I've been part of before.
Hey, I'm Vicky Murgatroyd. I found Bogdan through one of his videos on social media and booked a call. Just something spoke to me that he could help me get a little unstuck from where I was. So I run 2 businesses. His first 15-minute call honestly gave me the biggest breakthrough that I've had in years. I highly recommend it, and it's completely risk-free for you to have that first conversation and see the amazing things you get out of it. Thank you very much, and I look forward to what's ahead.
I think the forest has a message for you. It says, look deep inside, there's nowhere to hide. Interesting. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if you've enjoyed this conversation, I highly recommend you check out this video. Because while making this video, a life-changing insight came to me, and I think it's going to be extremely valuable for you too. What you doing?